You know, I've been running that little series where I talk about like all the good returning Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. We reviewed Drifblim, and I was like, oh yeah, Drifblim is in Sword and Shield. That's one of my all-time favorites. Going back to the game it was in, I think it's a Gen 4 Pokemon. But I really liked it in whatever game I think it was first in. I think it was Gen 4. But when we got to it, I was like, man, I had such a good time seeing Drifblim in both in 2017 especially, and in 2018, even in 2019. I love using this Pokemon. It gets unburdened. We'll show you a little bit about Drifblim right here. And it's one of the better mons that's ever really been invented. It gets unburdened, so it's able to boost its speed stat ×2 if its held item is used or lost. So you want to pair this thing with a seeds, like a grassy seeds or a psychic seeds or an electric seeds or a misty seeds, with a terrain setter like a Tapu or a Rillaboom or a bunch of the other things like an Entity that can set different terrains. You get a +2 speed boost, and then from there you get access to like Will-O-Wisp, Tailwind, Shadow Ball, all that cool stuff. And so I really, really like Drifblim. I'd like to use it in this format, Series 13, before we actually run out of time in Series 13. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be using through a mixture of in-game, showdown, building a team relatively from scratch. We're going to be building the EVs, IVs, all those different sort of things, and then taking it into a few games on the ladder. I know people sometimes like these streams. I sometimes like these to get made into videos. And yeah, I think that Drifblim is a very overlooked mon, and it can outspeed basically anything in the format if it needs to. So I really do like Drifblim, and hopefully we can get some wins with it. You can see it has weaknesses to like electric. You can see it has weaknesses to ice. It has weaknesses to rock, ghost, and dark. Tons of weaknesses, right? Tons of weaknesses. And that can be good and it can be bad, but one thing that we can kind of notice about this is weakness to electric, weakness to ice, weakness to ghost and dark. Those are all special attacks. So if we paired it with like a seeds user that gave a a special defense boost, we can mitigate a lot of that weakness. We can make it so a lot of the Pokemon that also use a lot of those moves, like the electric and the ice moves, don't really stab those moves. They're not like stabbing Thunderbolt or stabbing Ice Beam. So you also can take that into account and make yourself a little bit bulkier than you normally would be. But it's really good to actually just have a team builder up while you're building this, so we can actually think about like what mons are going to be good or bad to add. I think the mon that I'm going to want to pair it with is probably going to be Rillaboom for grassy terrain. So Rillaboom with, let's go G-Max right there. And so you can see this is going to let us double stack ice weakness, which is like good and bad. The rest of the team is going to be probably not weak to ice if I can help it. It might still have to have another Tailwind setter, but we'll see. What we're doing today, we're going to be building around Drifblim today. So Drifblim, Rillaboom. What else do we really want to do with this team builder? Rillaboom. So Rillaboom is going to be really good. This also helps us against like Kyogres and Groudons, which are going to be a problem matchup. And also Drifblim really helps us against things like Zacian. So we can build a team that doesn't really have to care about Zacian, doesn't really have to care about things like Incineroars, doesn't really have to care about Shadow Rider. Is Rillaboom in Scarlet? No, it's not going to be... This isn't building for Scarlet, guys. This is building for Sword and Shield right now. This is just building like for Series 13. We're going to take this and go play some games in just a minute. So, yeah, we're just building just to have fun. I think realistically something like a Kyogre squad could go good here. I think Kyogre's a good one to have in the team. I think Zacian for sure is good to have in the team. And if you see, if we go back to like the damage calculator here, we can plug in like a Kyogre and a Zacian. And you can see that like now we've added a fire weakness and we added a second electric weakness, but we still have like mitigations for those. What we would like to add is a Pokemon that resists electric and resists fire. So this is where a dragon type could come in pretty well. So what are some good dragons that can come in here? So Pokemon that are dragon type. Dialga takes neutral damage from ice, so we want ice resists, right? We're looking for fire resist, electric resist, and also ice resist, but mostly to the first two. Let's go back over here. So we also don't want any ice weaknesses. So Dialga does technically work. Let's see what happens when we plug in Dialga here. Dialga does plug it in correctly. It adds a second ground weakness, but we already have 2 ground mitigations, so that's okay. And then what is the last thing that we would really want in this team? We could have like a Scarf Ogre, Life Orb Dialga, EV Rillaboom, Seeds there. What do we really want to add? What's the best mon to use here? It's hard to say, right? It is hard to say what the right mon to use in this last spot is. You know what we're going to do? What we're going to do is we are going to start putting this together in-game, and we're going to find something. So we have most of our team made. We just got to fix all our EVs. And so this is where the fun happens. I know what set I want. I know what I want. I think the right play is Solgaleo, because it's basically the same as, it's the same thing as the Dialga basically, but I get better coverage out of it. So let's just search Sol. Actually, the easiest thing would be to search for Sunsteel Strike. And we can pair it with the Bulldoze. A lot of Solgaleos. This one, right? Cool. It's the exact set that I want. We're just going to take Rock Slide off, I think, for Stone. Do we even want Stone Edge? Hard to say. Because like we don't want to set Sand in a board where we have Cali Shadow as a teammate. Maybe we put Flare? No, I don't like that. Oh, I can just go Wild Charge. Yeah, Wild Charge is great. Cool. Alright, so we make the Rock Slide into Wild Charge. Zacian set's fine. Change this to a Sash Bulldoze set. That's good set. That's good set. This needs new EVs. And I'm good to go. We gotta put items and stuff on, obviously. So the next phase, now that we have our Mons, we are going to go to the Isle of Forgotten Toys. Alright, and we're gonna get rid of all of the EVs on our Drifblim, because we have to do new ones. Have to do new ones. Now, what is the last move that I want on this Drifblim? It's a good question, right? I think I'm going to go full... there's two types of Drifblim you can make. You can make one that is 100% a bully or a bully. But you can't. It can't be two types of the same bully, right? What I mean is, Drifblim can be either made to be like a glass cannon that's really fast and able to go for faster tailwinds, which is good. And you can make one that's fast and bulky, or you can make one that's fast, strong, and able to use Destiny Bond. It's hard to say which Drifblim we really want. It's hard to say which Drifblim we really want. I don't know if I want to be able to Destiny Bond, because you also can't Destiny Bond Max Mons. And I realistically think, like, in front of like a Zacian, right? I could just not Destiny Bond and Will-O-Wisp it, and then outvalue it with Shadow Ball. So that's probably what we're going to do. But first we need to buy some items. Not protein, though. So let's buy some of these items. We're going to buy a bunch of Carbos, speed boosting items. And then realistically, we're going to buy a bunch of HP boosting items, but I don't think we need all of them. I think we're going to use HP, a mixture of like HP and SpEdF and defense. Whoop is super good in this format. I think it is too. I think it's very underrated. You can just wisp a Groudon and they're like, oh no! Alright. So let's go. I don't even know if we have Destiny Bond as an option. Let me actually pull up something real quick. It might not even, it might egg move Destiny Bond, and I don't know if I actually bred it onto this. No, Destiny Bond's a level up move. Okay. He gets Weather Ball too, that's crazy. Drifblim busted, man. We can go for max geysers with Drifblim. That's clean. Alright, let's start teaching it some stuff. So, I guess the next part that we want to do, right, we want to take a look at our Drifblim, and we want to EV train it correctly. And to do that, we're going to have to show this page right here. And we're going to plug Drifblim in. And the first thing you want to do is see how much speed you need at +2 from your Unburden boost to be able to outspeed threats. Remember, the threatening mons are Zacian at 220 at level 50, Shadow Rider at 222, Pheromosa at 223, and then you have like Regieleki at 277. So we'd like to be able to outspeed Regieleki at 277. You can see if we're just full speed without nature, we can't get there. We have to have nature, right? And so this is one of those things where, let's put the nature in here, timid. We don't need all of this speed, but I am just going to keep all of it. I think it's easier to, first of all, it's easier to EV train it, and it's just one of those things to where if it's not functioning at full speed and we need to find points, maybe we can take some out, but realistically, you want this thing to go first. So it's so important that this thing goes first that we keep it like this. Also, if we find ourselves at like somehow having like a +1 or something, we need to actually, that's still a somewhat decent speed stat in some situations, being able to outspeed things are just a little bit slower than Zacian. You're still able to outspeed like Dragapults and stuff with this, which is pretty important. So we'll stay here. We'll take just a little bit out if we have to, but there's nothing wrong with the +2 going to 290, outspeeding Regieleki by about 23 points. It's a little bit of an overshoot, but it outspeeds things that speed creep those things. So after that then, let's take a look at Zacian and see how much damage Zacian can do. All right, if I can spell. Zacian. Let's see how much damage you do, buddy. Oh, let's set this to the right spot. There we go. So let's give it a 252. Or Zacian Crown. Give it a Behemoth Blade. So Behemoth Blade Zacian, that's a lot of damage because it's level 100. Set it to 50. And it looks like Zacian does a crap ton of damage. Drifblim's one of those mons that has a huge base HP stat that we don't really need to invest that much in. We get huge diminishing returns on our defense already. Think of Drifblim like a Blissey. It's not worth going full HP very rarely ever. So we want to invest in our defenses first on this guy because his HP stat is just so big. This is a Jolly Zacian that we're looking at right now. We will also be looking at an Adamant one if we can. Let's see what happens when we put 252 in here. We almost get to live. Now remember, we're pairing it with a Rillaboom. That means we have a Grassy Seed, so let's give it a +1 defense. We can live this Behemoth Blade very, very well. Let's see what happens when we make the Zacian Adamant. We want this to barely not KO, so we can take a lot of our points out. We can take maybe, let's see what happens if we take a lot of those points out. And let's see what happens if we put like, we're going to need just a little bit. You get diminishing returns when you have double the stat. Maybe we don't even need any. We can put like 100 here. Maybe like 90, 92. We want special attack though too. So maybe we'll put the rest in special attack. Because we're going to want to Shadow Ball things. How much damage do we actually need to not get KO from Zacian at +1? Alright. Let's just make sure that doesn't get the KO. Alright, so 68 is the number right there. So we're going to go 252, nature, 68. Okay. And that's going to get the +1. What else do we need to do with these points? Let's take a look, like, is there any way we can not die to a Shadow Rider? Or let's see how much damage Shadow Ball even does to Zacian. We're assuming we're fighting a Sweeper Zacian in this situation. Not that much. Let's see what happens if we put like 100 points. And let's give the Zacian like a burn. Not bad, Dreams Lamau. We gotta go status. So you can see Shadow Ball is a 2.9% chance to 3-hit KO. So let's actually make that a 3-hit KO. Still going. 18.5%. Oh man, that's too much investment to get the 3-hit KO. Yeah, see, that's way too much. Way too much. 0% chance to 3-hit KO. Let's see what happens if we take all this out. Guaranteed 4-hit KO. And it's the guaranteed 4-hit KO even with nothing in it. So we're not losing anything by putting any points. So that means we're absolutely fine with the exact same thing. Let's see how much damage we do to Shadow Rider, though. We need to make sure that we can Oko Shadow Rider at least. I think that we can no matter what, but it's always good to know. Shadow Ball, we want that to KO. So let's actually make that a KO on 4 Spadef Shadow Rider. So right here. So very similar to the same calc that I guessed at before. I guessed 60 points, I think. 52 is what you need there. To still maintain an Oko on Shadow Rider. And then from there, these rest of these points are just extra. We can do with them what we want. Now, I've talked a little bit about diminishing returns. You get diminishing returns when you have double the... we're getting diminishing returns on HP. So any points we're putting in HP over this would be wasting them because basically we would get twice the investment or 1.5 the investment by putting them in the respective defenses first. So like realistically, like 228 or 128, sorry. All right, that's the number, isn't it? No, it's 124. And then we would still have 8 left over, correct? 12. We have 12 left over. You can put them anywhere you want, basically. So you can do a little bit more here to a 132, and then just these last 4 would be wasted anywhere else, so just put them there, right? And then put it like this. So this is the best EV spread that you can get for a random Drifblim being able to outspeed the stuff that you want to outspeed. Let me actually just make sure I have enough stuff to EV train this guy. By type, let's see, what do I have? Health Feathers, I have 4. I need those. Genius Feathers, I need 2. I have those. Spadef feathers. I have 2. I need those. Defense feathers. Defense feathers. I don't think I have any defense feathers. Okay, so that means the way that we're going to be able to do that, let's take a look at our game right here. So because I don't have any defense feathers, we're going to do all the other stats first and then just max out the defense at the end. And we need 68. We're just going to put 7 irons, right, to max out that defense stat. So let's go back. And can I do this? Oh man, look at me. Professional YouTuber extraordinaire. Let's make this even smaller, so you can actually all see what we need to do while we're doing this. And I'm going to save before we do this because I'm literally the best Pokemon player the world's ever seen. And I mess this up all the time too. So what we're going to need to do is max out speed first. It's the most important stat. We know we're going to max it out anyways. Might as well just max it out right now. So that's going to be Carbos's. And remember, we already reset all of our speed. So 26 there gives us 252 in speed. And then from there, we want to do HP, which is health feathers. We need 4. Right? We need 4. Oh, I could pull this up. Right? Health feather. Let's go to 226. 4. We need calcium 52. So we need to use 5 of these. Yep. And we'll use 2 genius feathers there. Gives us 52. Spadef, we need 13 zincs. And then we'll use the 2 clever feathers to make us go to 132. Have I missed the battles? No, battles haven't started yet. You have to make the team first, guys. And then the last one we need is defense. And since we don't have any defense feathers, we're just going to need to max out. It should take 7 irons. And our stat line is going to look like it is on the... our stat line is going to look like it does right here. So you're going to see the stat line of those numbers. 226. Let's take a look at the Drifblim right here. Since we're already level 50, we're good to go. All right, attack's fine. I don't have one with 0 perfect IVs, but like the HP's fine, the defense is fine, the speed's correct, the Spadef's correct, and special attack's correct. So the Drifblim is ready to go. All we gotta do is put a grassy seed on it, and should equip that. And then the rest of the team needed very, very small tweaks. Rest of the team needed very small tweaks. That's a cool team. I like that team. Raichu is good. Raichu is a good Pokemon. Drifblim is also a good Pokemon, though. I'm going to lead Drifblim. This is a cool team for me to use Drifblim against. Do we want to use Rilla? They have their own Rilla that we could use the Drifblim to activate with. Like, we could lead Kyogre Drifblim and just, like, bully them if they lead incorrectly. I'm not even wrong. We can just bully them if they lead incorrectly. We can also just lead, like, Cali Kyogre and, like, really bully them if they lead incorrectly. Dude, I'm gonna do it. I think that's such a cool thing. This is such a bully lead. You can fake out the Ogre, but, like, I would just take that turn to Hard Switch in my Drifblim and then pivot in the Rilla the turn after that and then regain my speed control and bring my Cali out in the back and win the game. I also think there's value in... Ooh, wait, there's super value in, like, Cali Soul here. But I think I'm gonna try these. I'm gonna try these guys. Let's go. Let's go. Their Rillaboom can definitely check our Ogre, but because we have like Encore Cali Shadow, our own Rillaboom, because we have Will-O-Wisp potential on our Drifblim going into the Rillaboom, I think we could be alright. What did I miss? You missed the part where we built the whole team from scratch, talked about a bunch of EVs on a bunch of the Mons, and you missed the fun part, but we're here. We are here, and let's see what they lead with. I think they might try and like go with a Raichu lead, and a Raichu lead can get rocked by this super hard. Like Raichu Zard might get rolled, or it might not. It's really hard to say. Raichu Zacian. Okay. So there's 2 things that can happen here. I think I'm just going to go with the double AoE. I think the double AoE is fine. If you fake out my Kyogre and like play rough it, that's fine. I just get to send out my Rillaboom and then repin and win the game basically. Because you can't eat multiple Astrals. And if you decide to go for an actual attack and there's no Scarf on that Raichu or something, it could totally be Scarf Raichu, by the way. But if there's no Scarf on the Raichu, you're going to lose both your Mons this turn, and I'm just going to win the game. Also, Kyogre is faster than Shadow Rider, so that means that the Shadow Rider is going to be the one getting the finishing blow on both those, which means I'm going to get a +2 on it. So we could stop the fake out by just maxing and making sure that we take these out, but I'd rather just let them fake out and do whatever. Yep. You can fake out if you want, buddy. You have to have Scarf Raichu, I think. Zacian's gonna protect. We can Encore that. So you're gonna lose your Raichu. Awesome. Yeah, Drifblim is good mon. I think it's good mon. Big bully. They're trying to wait out my max turns as well. They thought I might max the ogre, like I was vested or something. And they're trying to go for like eerie impulses or other weird stuff right now. We're not going to make anything. Like I said, I get a +1 here on my Shadow Rider. And you could send out basically anything you want. You can send out your Rilla. I might just max my ogre. I might just hard switch in my... Oh, dude, I think I know what I'd do. If you send out Rilla, I'm going to hard switch in my Drifblim, get a +1, activate my Seeds, and then Encore your Zacian, and then I'm going to Encore your Rilla. Like, let's go. Let's go. Rilla, bro! Okay. Yeah. I think it's still right to Encore the Zacian. This Astral would be massive. Big Astral here. But I don't think I'd KO a bulky Zacian with my Astral. So we just switch in Rilla. Sorry, switch in Drifblim, get the +1. Activate our Seeds, go for the Encore. Yep. Let's go. Kyra can be used later. I can use this thing later. And then we're going to burn their Rilla. I want to see if they Grassy Glide or Fake Out. Also, it really does matter. Grassy Glide's absolutely fine. Nuke and Shadow Rider, huh? Okay. Hey, go nuts, man. Good play. I can't really do anything about that. I can go for a Protect, like... So that fails. Okay, cool. I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp and Protect with Shadow Rider and just get as much health back as I can. A good read from our opponent. So right now, I have a +2 speed boost on my Drifblim. Yeah, that was a good read. That was a sick read from our opponent. Good play. They just disrespected our Kyogre. Disrespect. They might max their Rilla this turn. Switching out Zacian, you basically have to switch their... This Pokemon that's coming in here is their Maxmon. Good mon. We have to hit this Will-O-Wisp, by the way. So important. We probably lose the game if it doesn't work. Like, because you just one-shot my Shadow Rider next turn. I have to switch away from that. Okay, thank goodness. Any good replacement for Calyx Shadow Rider in singles? You can choose a Gengar. Cool, so now we can do a maximum amount of damage. We don't even need to Tailwind in this matchup. They have Zacian and Zard. We're fine. We can just double into the Zard slot. Ooh, we could even Ally Switch. I do it. You don't need the extra damage. Astral! Yeah, next turn we can still Tailwind. We're still faster than a Zard at +1. Cool. So you're gonna max. You're gonna lose one of your mons this turn, probably the Rilla. And then I'm gonna get a +1 off that, unless you're vested, which doesn't really matter to me. And I can even then next turn go for like a I can go for like a Shadow Ball to finish off a Rilla or something. This is gonna do a lot to your Zard. You're almost having to Airstream here, and I think you'd be Airstreaming the Shadow Rider instead of Airstreaming the Rilla, or the Airstreaming the Drifblim. But we'll see. This could be a misplay. Ally Switch is always a misplay. It's never correct. It's always getting me in trouble where I shouldn't be. Okay, that's good. That wouldn't have KO'd, so that means they probably are hitting the Shadow Rider slot. But the Rillaboom's almost gone, so that's good. Max Airstream. Yeah, never lucky. I could have just taken that damage on my Shadow Rider slot. Oh well. Let's think about what we want to do here. Remember, we still haven't maxed. That's the thing that's really important here. They got a speed boost. I think I might just send out my Ogre, max it, and take their Zard off the board. Because their Rilla's going to tick out. Eventually. Yeah, I don't actually, I really think the right play is to max Lightning the Zard and Tailwind. Because it takes away the Rilla's terrain for the next turn and makes so he's going to take out even faster from his burn. Ooh, they could be... No, are they Orb? I didn't see it. I didn't actually see. This is fine. I don't care. Guys, it was good. Just go for a Tailwind. We shouldn't take that much damage. That was a good play from our opponent. That's, again, the second turn in a row they basically read us. Because that Grassy Glide would not have killed our Shadow Rider. We got 2 ticks of the grassy terrain, and we burned the Rilla in between. So, switching out Rillaboom, huh? Big Zacian. Support Drifblim. That's right, yo, Drifblim big busted. You don't even have to lead with it. It's just good mid-game. Drifblim, the big bully. We should be outspeeding this Zard. Right now he's trying to give his Zard a +1. And I can respect that. It's just that +2 Kyogre outspeeds +1 Zard, and Drifblim should still be outspeeding the Zard because we're +2. From our Grassy Seed Unburdened prop. Let's go. So Tailwind, and then I'll enable our Kyogre to outspeed their Zard, because then Kyogre will be a +2. Let's do this! Yeet. And then they have Drifblim and Zacian, and we're already fine versus both those. We can actually just double into the Zacian slot. I think the rain might be, this might be the last rain turn, or there's one more rain turn, but it doesn't really matter. I think we can just double into the Zacian. We can also just Will-O-Wisp the Zacian. Rain stopped. I think it's fine. They're also running at a grassy terrain turn, so it's okay. I think Shadow Ball plus the Geyser would get the KO. How's it going? Rod Gamer, welcome. Alright, we're just gonna go after the Zacian. Zacian can protect all at once. Like, we have enough. This should do about 20% with just the Drifblim if they're a Sweeper Zacian, which they're probably not, so it's probably gonna do about like 17%. And then the Ogre should be able to get rid of it. Grass God's fine. So literally we burned that thing for a reason. We're faster than Zacian here. We could Wisp, but I didn't want to miss. I didn't want to pull the Will-O-Miss. Alright, so that's a full bulk Zacian. That's about 12%. So that's like heavy HP Spadef. Otherwise, it would have definitely been KO'd there. But there's no way that they can actually break any of our mons here. Remember, I think we still have like our own Rill in the back. Behemoth Blade's absolutely fine. You can't stop everything here. I don't even know if you will KO the Drifblim if you're... Yeah, I don't even think you KO this. That's close. That's close. Is that a crit? So that has to be Adamant then. Adamant with some investment, rest in bulk. Not bad. Not bad at all. Good play from our opponent. We do have a Tailwind up though, so we're still fine. We're just going to throw the next Geyser into the Zacian slot. Also remember, like, we didn't have rain there, so it makes sense. Grassy Terrain goes away. We get Grassy Terrain right back. So we're going to fake out their Rilla, finish it off, Geyser through their Zacian Protect, and win the game. Kyogre today? Kyogre every day, yo. This is an everyday Kyogre. Every day I'm Kyogre. Cool. And maybe it was just a full attack Zacian, and like I thought I'd do more damage with... I think Drifblim just really low rolled the Shadow Ball, right? I think that's kind of just what happened. Because, like, let me pull up my calculator. Is it still around here? Yeah, if we plug up, like, a Zacian here, you can see the Shadow Ball against, like, that form Zacian. I'll show you guys, like, right after the game. There's a Protect. I already said that was going to happen. This should be able to KO through Protect. Fake out there, just gets it off the board for a turn. Awesome, Drillblim's gone. Yo, fake out KO. That's big busted. Big busted. And it's the KO here too. Cool. So if we take a look at like the calc there, that was the calc 23 to 28%. And I think that he didn't even take close to that, right? So that means that he has to have like points either in HP, probably about like 156, and then we low roll, or realistically, it's probably like a mixture of both. It's probably like an Adamant Zacian with like 50 to 60 attack, and then probably like over 100 in Spadef with like 156 here, and that's a little bit more realistic number on that Shadow Ball. Let's see if it lets us see the team. I'm guessing as well. Like I'm also just trying to understand a little bit. My Drifblim gets a ribbon. Let's see their team. I could be super wrong, but I think I'm right. Zacian EV spreads are hard to get, especially when you're using a Pokemon that you've never really used in that format. My guess was it was Adamant, judging by how much damage it did to our Drifblim. It is Adamant, and lo and behold, it did have some bulk. It was in HP. That was my first guess, that it had about 156 points. So let's see, 180 in base Zacian form. Let's see what that actually looks like. I guess 156, 187. So it had 104 points, or sorry, 100. It had 100 points in HP, which, like, realistically, that is. Remember, this was the calc for Zacian Crowned. Oh, you guys will see it in just a sec. This is the calc for Zacian Crown. You can see it all the way over there. I made it, it's 252 Adamant, has a 99.1% chance as a high roll. And remember, my Drifblim was hanging around about 92%. So we actually high rolled his Behemoth Blade to even KO Drifblim in the first place. And yeah, overall, we were able to understand a little bit more about their set, and it was cool they let us see the team. But we stay taking those wins, 100% win rate with Drifblim. And we used it, and it was like an integral part of why we won our game. It's really, really cool. Look at us. Look at us. We're learning. Everyone's learning. Using cool Pokemon. Getting those wins. Let's go. Cool. I'm so happy to see like no Wims against this team. Wims is really hard to deal with. Like, I feel like Drifblim can work against Grim. Because we can burn the Cali, we can burn the Zacian. God, if we burn the Cali, it still like one-shots you. I think that Rilla is a great mon to have in the back, but I think like realistically in this matchup, it might be a good time to go Cali Soul. Cali Soul probably seems like the right play in this exact matchup with Kyogre in the back. And then, what's the problem with going Zacian to clean up the Yveltal? I won't have the speed control. Yeah, we don't have the Imprison Trick Room set, which is what I wanted. And the Grim is very problematic. So like, if I just lead like this, that keeps Ogre off my Soul. And it lets us double into the Grim and just get it off the board. But this loses the Yveltal. So that means we wanted to... Well, does it lose the Yveltal? That's a good question. Does. I don't know if I need Kyogre in this matchup, which is what I'm kind of looking at. I want Zacian instead, but it's okay. I'm going to try this. I have a couple ideas. We're still trying to use Drifblim. Grimmsnarl common in doubles? Yeah, Grimmsnarl's in like every other team. Grimmsnarl's like a tier 1 Pokemon in doubles. Prankster screens, Prankster Tailwinds, Prankster Scary Faces, Prankster everything. Very, very good mon. Very, very... Prankster Trick. There's so many things Grimmsnarl can do. Very, very good Pokemon. Cali Ogre. Okay, so we can actually keep that Kyogre off of us this first turn if we wanted to. We can also keep the Cali out. Like, this is a good lead for us. They're probably like, oh... Drizzle activates first. You guys think it's Babiri Cali? It's probably Scarf Ogre, so they're switching it. They're switching, and they're going for... They're switching in Yveltal, right? They're going to switch in Yveltal. Or Dialga. Oof. Oof. Probably Yveltal. They're switching in Yveltal. I'm going to catch the Yveltal on the switch. And if you don't switch, you just lose your Ogre. Like, that's a win-win for me. Show me Yveltal! Damn it! Man, I just took away my terrain for nothing. I didn't think they'd bring Dialga yet. Ah, that sucks. I hope they don't max the Ice Rider then. If you max that Ice Rider, we lose. Damn. We tried. It was close. It was close. We tried to risk it all, because that was a good switch into Yveltal, I would say. You just protect your Cali Rider, and you switch in Yveltal, like... You better be protecting that Ice Rider, by the way. Holy shit, if you're not, like, what? What?! Bro! You're just gonna die? No way, you were just gonna eat that? That is not the play, Dialga. Like, that's not the play, man. You're just gonna lose your Cali. And we took away our terrain. It happens. I think Drifblim's a good switch here. Thank you. Someone just dropped a sub. Appreciate that, friend. We're going to hard switch in the Drifblim and switch it back out in a little bit. And we're just going to Steel Spike this slot here. If you want to trick me with that Dialga, go nuts. You're probably maxing the Dialga, though. And I want to pass a defense boost to my Drifblim, so it's like I'm functioning with my seeds, even though I'm not. I think there's a lesser chance that the Dialga has Trick Room, otherwise they would have just led with Dialga against this team. And you don't want to switch in your Ogre in case they get up the Trick Room in the first place. You want to save the Ogre in the back. Okay, that's what we expected. Now, like I was talking about, Solgaleo's a good mon against some of these things. I mean, they don't do as much damage as they think to Solgaleo. See, they protect. Steel Spike. You can have a very... Oh my gosh. That sucks. If I had Ice... If I brought my Cali, I would have switched it in there, but I don't. You might still die, though. Oh god, they're still alive. So we just lost. Ready to see Scarlet and Violet content? Not yet. We're not doing Scarlet and Violet. We're playing Series 13 today. This is going to be a game. We just lost right here. They're probably trick-rooming us. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, Steel Spike me back. Huh. All my homies hate Rillaboom. 6 HP, that EV spread! Okay. And they're trick-rooming. They better be trick-rooming. If they're not trick-rooming, this is such a throw. Man, it's such a throw, man. So no Trick Room. That's fine with me. Okay, so no Trick Room. We should bring out Ogre then. Is that Vested Cali? No, we already saw the item. It's a Berry. It's a weird play. We just bring out the Ogre then. Spout Quake, Spout Quake, Spout Quake. Spout should get the KO on the Cali. It should, right? Please go away. Spout. Quake. I wish they would have procced my... They have a defense boost too. Ugh. Let's see. Okay, at least the Cali went down, right? At least Cali went down. We crit the Dialga. We do be taking those all the way to the bank. Yes, please. And let's see. Do like 30%. This is my second to last max turn. Quake boost. Do you go Rilla? We just hard pivot. Policy? Oh, that's disgusting. Dude, who does that? That's really bad for me. Max Lightning's totally fine. You're gonna have to send your Ogre, I'll send out my Rilla, we'll repin each other. Yeah, it's totally fine. That's okay. This is a weird looking team. Solgaleo is still really good, but like it's gonna be harder and harder to make it work the later this match goes on. Good thing is we can pin their Kyogre right now. Like we can just go fake outs and pins and stuff like that, yeah. Problem is I bet you their last mon's Yveltal, right? It has to be. And we can't really fight Yveltal. I mean, maybe if we're faster. Yeah, Policy's very, very greedy on Dialga. Earthquake's mitigated by... I mean, I'm going to try this. I think they're pivoting. It's such a weird play. I think I have to do it just like this, though. No pivot. Protect's completely fine. We weren't going to hit anything else anyways. I would have been Sun Stealing a Dialga. That's already at +1. They're going after Rilla this turn. I think, right? Holy moly. Steel Spike and Rilla. Awesome. So you're going to get +2 defense. Oh, I hate this. Ow! Oh, you crit me with a +2 max move, bro! Come on! Never lucky. Dude, max move crits suck. I'm with the range for a Spout now, my Rilla. That really, really bites. So, we're faster than their Dialga. Huh. Kabakashi dropping the sub. Appreciate it, yo. The never lucky. That's right, yo. This is the wrong play, but it's the only play that I think I have. You Grassy Glide the Ogre, you have to. I think you have to Earthquake even in terrain and try and crit the Dialga. Because Grass God wouldn't do anything to the Dialga, and like realistically, Knockoff wouldn't do anything to Dialga either. This is our only play. Unfort, but it is what it is. Which Rock Kyogre probably gonna be Yveltal. Right? They could have swept it. I tried to read that on the first turn and got like really, really unlucky. It is what it is. I don't think there's a single way we can beat Yveltal. Good damage, but like it is what it is. EQ, remember, this gets mitigated by my own grassy terrain, so that sucks. I don't know why they didn't switch it in last turn either. They could have definitely switched it in last turn for free. Crit the Rillaboom! I crit my own teammate! Never lucky again! Never ever lucky again. This is a Dialga with Flash Cannon, Max Lightning, right? He Max Lightninged my Ogre, right? Roar Time and Power Gem. No Protect. Weakness policy Dialga. I want you guys to understand that. Like, what? Like, what? He doesn't even have Earth Power. Right? Am I wrong? He doesn't even have it. Oh, well. This Yveltal probably outspeeds this. They could proc our policy. Like a Sucker Punch. See. Right? Power Gem, Flash Cannon, Dragon Attack. They probably have Earth Power. No, they have Electric Attack. They're thinking about it, man. If I outspeed their Yveltal, I can get something done. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Like, withdraw Yveltal for Kyogre. Bro, we take those out. Where are you looking? No, we do the damage. Yep. That guy's useless now. We actually want to wait out our own terrain. Thunder? Yeah, go for it. He's trying to get a para. If he gets the para, like, even more unlucky. Ow. Now we're within range of Sucker Punch. Alright. Yveltal might not have Sucker Punch, though. Realistically, it might not. Oh well, we'll keep playing it out. Orange Ball Scarf Ogre, bro, you can miss that all day. Scarf Ogre? Degeneracy. Yeah, we don't get the crit though. You crit me like 3 times, but I can't crit anything to save my life. Almost had it. I think we almost had it. I think getting crit by that max move really mattered. Because it made my Rilla have to play more defensive than I really wanted to play it. But other than that, I think Garbodor. Right. Huh. Garbodor's not bad, but there's nothing to policy proc it on that team, so I don't know what it's for. I'm not going to care. Not going to care. Kyogre and Groudon and Gastro always to Rilla, so Rilla comes in the back. Rilla could also be led, but I don't know if that's the right play. Wims is harder to deal with than I probably want. What if I were to just lead Rilla and Drifblim? That I have terrain control. We get up our Tailwind. Most our Mons outspeed theirs for like the whole game, but then we need to bring the right stuff to deal with those things. See, I kind of want to go like Rilla Zacian. How good is Rilla Zacian? If I were to go Rilla Zacian, it's not good enough. They would lose as the Protect. I don't know how good I feel about Zacian in this matchup. I'm not a big fan of Zacian here. Okay. Oh, Shadow Rider's so good here, though. No, I'm going Soul. Soul's right. Soul's correct. This is the matchup where we can't hit that Gastrodon to save our fucking life, but, like, it's okay. Let's try. I mean, there's no way that Gastrodon lets himself eat a Grassy Glide in the face, but we can set up a situation where we just have control in the back. So we can't lose our Rilla right now. We cannot lose Rilla early. The only thing that matters. We can't lose Rilla early. Kyogre Whimsicott, that's okay. Fake out Tailwind trade. It's fine with me. They're just gonna max though, right? What are you doing? Whimsicott? I don't like that thing's tone. Let's try this. Why are we lagging? Are we lagging? Don't lag. No drop frames. Right? Or are there drop frames? Why are there drop frames? Is this my capture card messing up? Do you guys see? Is it lagging for you guys or not? Close these windows just in case it's the windows doing something. Yeah, Whimsicott was scary. It was lagging, okay. Thank you for letting me know. But let me know if it's still doing it. Sure is never lucky. So they're gonna go taunt! Okay, that's working. That works for me. Yeah, that's a good play. You can hailstorm if you want. I'm not letting you pop this Rilla. It's okay, no, okay, cool, cool. You can't pop me. Almost pop me, but not enough. Where you looking? Break your Whim Sash. TY, my guy. Go away. Oh, yeah, that's that good damage, though. Nice Maximum. Yeah, buddy. That was clean. Alright. That was sick. Right, that was pretty clean. Yeah, they're like way overtunneled on the Rilla. Zacian's here. Let's think about how we want to deal with Zacian, because, like, I don't know how many good pivots I actually have. But, like, I think realistically, if we just hit that slot, we don't even need to hit it, do we? How badly do we need to hit that thing? You get the Whims off the board. 2 shots into the Whims. Rillas don't usually carry Protect. They should be Behemoth Blading it and Tailwinding. Yeah. Cool. Zacian's still going to be a really hard mon to get rid of, but I think we'll be okay. That's a good switch. Good damage on Whims. I'd love a Spadef drop. It'd threaten it just a lot more. Nope. Okay. Turns on the taunt. This is the last taunt turn. Rill is just super useful, so this is fine. Like, Rill is what we use to beat the Groudon in the back, so we gotta save it. Awesome. We have our Kyogre. We know all their mons. They're actually saving that Whims. It's a good play to save their Whims, because you can save it to, like, reapply Tailwind and stuff like that later on in the matchup. That means we're gonna switch over and try to maybe start prioritizing Zacian in just a moment. But we'll see what happens here. This is gonna be a hard situation to be in. Behemoth Blade can go into either of these guys. It's probably, it might even be going into the Rilla. Not Rilla, Slot. Okay, cool, this is fine. Good damage, nothing I can really do about that. If we wait out Tailwind, this is good. I'd love a Spadef drop still. Still really, really important. Okay. You can go P-Blades, Behemoth Blade. If I get the burn on the Zacian, I win. If I get the Tailwind up on the Zacian, I still... If I get the Tailwind up, I also win. You have 2 turns on Tailwind. So that means it's actually more valuable just to go for Will-Wisp right now. But I can waste your Tailwind turns by ally switching. If I lose both my mons here, this is still a good turn for me. It's fine. You have to be adamant to get this KO. Jolly doesn't do it. Jolly doesn't do it! We EV trained for this, remember? We EV trained for this specific moment! P-Blades can miss. Can proc policy too. You have to have a lot of attack to get this KO, buddy. Good play. Couldn't stop it. But it's Kyogre time! When in doubt, Kyogre out. Still have our rule in the back to apply fake out pressure on the Whims. We could hard switch out Rilla for Rilla. Sorry, switch out Drifblim for Rilla. I think I'm actually just gonna ally switch though. And then just go for Spout, because you might be switching. Will was hit, that's right. Value. Oh, the gaming move too. Hit him with the gamer special. Bruh. And then we get a free switch into our fake out user to pin the Whims. Yes, please. TY, my guy, faster than the Groudon while your Tailwind's up. We'd be loving to see that. Zacian takes out from Burn and we win the game. Drifblim. Drifblim big busted. Shoutouts to EV training. I mean, well, you know, we still have the Rilla, so we're fine. Yeah, it's still good. Still good. We're still good. Tailwind Peter's out. It's okay. We outspeed Zacian, so we just fake out Whims, go for the same play. I wish I didn't have to reactivate the stupid Gashi terrain. Oh, feels good to be me. Could have just Grassy got him out too. Yeah, we actually want to fake out the Whims. If you fake out the Zacian, and you just like protect Zacian and like heals for the terrain and stuff like that, Whims could actually encore me turn 1, so unlock me to fake out. So we actually like want to fake out the Whims if anything else, because we already know we outspeed Zacian. Fake outing the Whims stops them from going for Tailwind as well. So like this is a win-win in every situation. Kyogre Drifblim busted. Builds new team, 90% Megamons and OP Balloonmon. And Rilla like hasn't been used in a bit, right? But I'm not using a Prankstermon. It's not built around Whimsicott, guys. Like, that's the thing. How long has it been since you've seen a team that doesn't use a Whimsicott or a Grimmsnarl or an Incin? It's been a minute.